Episode 4 The Encounter. Damien pushes through clusters of laughing revelers, his eyes scanning the crowd. Excuse me. Pardon. He sidesteps a group of dancers, catching a flash of silver brunette hair near the vendor's stall. The woman moves with an otherworldly grace, her movements fluid yet purposeful, as if she is searching for something or someone. She pauses at a stall selling crystallized fruits, her fingers hovering over them, but never quite touching. Damien quickens his pace, but a troop of performers block his path, their elaborate costumes and masks creating a temporary wall. Move, please. By the time he breaks through, she's gone again. His heart pounds with an urgency and doesn't fully understand. The pull in his chest intensifies, like an invisible thread, drawing him forward. Damien spots her again, near a fountain at the square center, her profile illuminated by floating lanterns. There you are. He waves between couples and families, his focus narrowed to that single figure. She turns slightly and he sees her face more clearly now. Beautiful in an almost painful way, with eyes that seem to hold centuries of sorrow. She's looking at the fountain with an expansion of an expression of profound longing. Damien approaches from the side, keeping his voice gentle. The fountain is beautiful tonight, isn't it? The way the lantern catches her to water. Woman startles violently, spinning to face him, her eyes wide with something between fear and recognition. You? She takes a step back, her hand moving towards her chest. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be speaking to me. Damien raises his hands in a peaceful gesture, noting now how she trembles. I didn't mean to frighten you. I only wanted to... The woman. Her voice drops to an urgent whisper. Please. You don't understand what you're doing. Every moment you stand here, every word you speak to me, you're... She closes her eyes briefly, as if in pain. You're binding yourself to something you can't comprehend. Damien takes a careful step closer, his voice soft but steady. Then help me understand. I saw you across the square. I felt... He struggles for words. I felt as though I'd been searching for you my entire life. Woman, her eyes snap open, and for a moment, something ancient and powerful flashes in their depths. Don't say such things. Her voice cracks. You don't know what those words mean, what weight they carry. Damien, his gaze never wavers from hers. Then tell me who you are, why everyone seems to fear you, why you look at this festival as if you're seeing ghosts. Woman laughs, but it's a broken sound. Ghosts. Yes, that's exactly what I see. Ghosts of a life I can barely remember, of people long dead, of a world that's moved on without me. She meets his eyes, and he sees tears threatening to spill. I am the ghost there, my lord, and ghosts should not be followed. Damien, his breath catches at the title she uses. One hasn't revealed. How did you know that? The woman backs away another step, her expression anguished, because I've been waiting for a century. I've been waiting, and every time I think perhaps the curse has finally released me, someone like you appears. Someone who feels that pull, who speaks those words, who looks at me as if... She stops, shaking her head, but it never ends well. It never has. Damien. His voice drops intense and determined. What if this time is different? What if I'm not afraid of curses or old stories? What if... Woman. Her voice rises slightly, desperate. What if you're wrong? What if you're just another soul I'll watch wither and fade because of you were foolish enough to care. Tears finally spill down her cheeks. I can't bear it again. I won't. Damien. Something in his chest tightens at her pain. And he takes another step forward, despite her warnings. At least tell me your name. Give me that much. Woman stares at him for a long moment, conflict worrying across her features. Names have power, especially mine, especially with you. Damien extends his hand, palm up, an offering rather than a demand. Then we'll trade. A name for a name. Fair exchange? Woman looks at his hand as if it's both salvation and damnation. You don't know what you're asking. Once names are exchanged, once that bond is formed, she swallows hard. Then there's no going back. Damien. His hand remains steady, his eyes locked on hers. I'm not asking to go back. I'm asking to go forward. With you. Woman. Her composure finally cracks, and she looks at him with such raw vulnerability that it steals his breath. Why? Why would you risk everything for someone you don't even know? Damien. His eyes and his voice, barely above a whisper, said it all. But it carries absolute certainty. Because when I look at you, I don't see a stranger. I see someone that I was meant to find and think. He pauses, then continues with quiet conviction. I think you've been waiting for me just as much as I've been waiting and searching for you. Woman, a sob catches in her throat, and for a moment, she looks as though she might flee. You're either the bravest man I've ever met, or the most foolish. Damien, a slight smile touches his lips. Perhaps both. His hand remains extended. Your name, please. Woman stares at his hand, then at his face, something shifting in her expression. Resignation mixed with desperate hopes. Serafina, she whispers. It's like a confession. My name is Serafina, and I was once a prince of a kingdom that no longer exists. Damien. His heart pounds as he speaks his own truth. Damien. Lord of the Northern Territories. And I think I've been looking for you for for longer than I knew. I'm sorry, I usually far more composed. Serafina. Her hand trembles as she slowly, hesitantly reaches towards his. Then may the gods have mercy on us both. Her finger brushes his palm, and the moment they touch, a shock of energy passes through them. Not painful, but profound, like the universe itself has shifted to acknowledge their connection. Damien, his fingers close gently around hers, and he feels it too. The rightness for it, the inevitability. Whatever comes, we'll face it together. Serafina looks up at him with eyes that have seen too much sorrow, but now hold a fragile spark of something else. Hope. You say that now, but you don't know the price of loving someone cursed to wander forever. Damien. Her hand closer. His voice is firm. Then I suppose you'll have to teach me, because I'm not letting go. Around them, the festival continues its joyous celebration, but in this moment, beside the fountain with lanterns floating overhead, two souls bound by fate and curse finally meet, and the ancient magic that has waited for a century begins to stir.